ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ। ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ। ਆਦਿ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ। ਡੰਡਾਉਤ ਬੰਧਨ ਅਨਕ ਬਾਰ ਸਰਬ ਕਲਾ ਸਮਰੱਥ ਡੋਲਣ ਤੇ ਰਾਖੋ ਪ੍ਰਭੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇ ਕਰ ਹੱਥ। ਡੋਲਣ ਤੇ ਰਾਖੋ ਪ੍ਰਭੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇ ਕਰ ਹੱਥ। ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ। ਰਾਖ ਪਿਤਾ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਮੇਰੇ ਮੋਹਿ ਨਿਰਗੁਣ ਸਭ ਗੁਣ ਤੇਰੇ। ਰਾਖ ਪਿਤਾ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਮੇਰੇ ਮੋਹਿ ਨਿਰਗੁਣ ਸਭ ਗੁਣ ਤੇਰੇ। ਪੰਚ ਬਿਖਾਦੀ ਏਕ ਗਰੀਬਾ ਰਾਖੋ ਰਾਖਨ ਹਾਰੇ। ਪੰਚ ਬਿਖਾਦੀ ਏਕ ਗਰੀਬਾ ਰਾਖੋ ਰਾਖਨ ਹਾਰੇ। ਖੇਦ ਕਰਹਿ ਅਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਸੰਤਾਵਹਿ ਆਇਓ ਸ਼ਰਨ ਤੁਹਾਰੇ। ਕਰ ਕਰ ਹਾਰਿਓ ਅਨੇਕ ਬਹੁ ਭਾਂਤੀ ਛੋਡਹਿ ਕਤਹੂ ਨਾਹੀ। ਏਕ ਬਾਤ ਸੁਨ ਤਾਕੀ ਓਟਾ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗ ਮਿਟ ਜਾਹੀ। ਏਕ ਬਾਤ ਸੁਣ ਤਾਕੀ ਓਟਾ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗ ਮਿਟ ਜਾਹੀ। ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਗਰੀਬ ਨਵਾਜ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਚਬਰ ਤਖਤ ਦੇ ਮਾਲਕ ਰਾਜਾਨ ਰਾਜ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ। ਆਓ ਆਪਾਂ ਵਿਚਾਰਾਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਨ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ, ਸਰਵਣ ਕਰਨ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਲਗੀਧਰ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਬਖਸ਼ੀ ਹੋਈ ਫਤਿਹ ਦੀ ਪਾਈਏ ਸਾਂਝ। ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਰਲ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਗੱਜ ਵੱਜ ਕੇ ਆਖਣਾ ਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਪਾਵਨ ਪਵਿੱਤਰ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਸਭਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਰਵਣ ਕੀਤਾ। 4 ਪੌੜੀਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਭਨਾਂ ਨੇ 2 ਪੌੜੀਆਂ ਇਸ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਰਵਣ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਨੇ। So this Shabad by Guru Arjan Dev Ji Paatshah Ji is in 4 paudiyan, in 4 sections, in 4 parts. But we've all just listened to 2 paudiyan of this Shabad by Guru Arjan Dev Ji Paatshah Ji. But just before we go into this, why we have chose this particular topic of recognizing the five thieves, ਇਸ ਪੰਜ ਚੋਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਸ ਢੰਗ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਛਾਣਨਾ ਹੈ, ਕਿਉਂ ਇਹ ਆਪਾਂ ਵਿਸ਼ਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਚੁਣਿਆ, why we chose this subject was this topic was that my sister, ਮੇਰੀ ਛੋਟੀ ਭੈਣ ਬੀਬੀ ਗੁਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਕੌਰ, in the last few weeks went through the Bani of Basant Ki War, and being short of time, last week she actually covered 2 paudiyan of Basant Ki War, and the second paudi of Basant Ki War starts off with Panje Badde Mahabali Kar Sacha Toa. So the second part, the second paudi of Basant Ki War starts off with Panje Badde Mahabali. And I spoke to Gurpreet and I asked her that if she's going to be able to go into detail of the Panj Chor of Panje Badde Mahabali. And she said that, Veerji, I'm not going to be able to go into detail, so it might be a good idea. We discussed that if we go into more detail of each of the Panj Chor. So just to go through that Pangti again, and just for me to get an understanding from the Sangat, to see that who was actually present last week through the Katha of Basant Ki War, or you may have actually listened to the Katha at home of Basant Ki War when Gurpreet actually went through Panje Badde Mahabali. So if you can just have a quick show of hands, just so for me to understand who from the Sangat was actually present during the Katha, and when Gurpreet Penji, especially last week, went through Panje Badde Mahabali. So who was actually present in the Katha when Gurpreet went through that, or listened to the Katha online? Okay, so there's not many, or is there a few that aren't actually participating and not telling me that they were here? All right, so from the Bibbi side, who was actually here when Gurpreet went through Panje Badde Mahabali Kar Sacha Toa last week? Not many? No? Okay. So let's go through this Pankti and then we'll understand why we chose this. That Guru Arjan Dev Ji Paatji in Basant Ki War, they go through Panje Badde. So Panje is referring to the Panj Chor, to the 5 thieves, and who they are, what they are, we're going to go through. Panje Badde, the word Badde means Panje Badde. What does the word Badde mean? Sorry? Thieves? No, Panje Badde. Was you here last week? Terrible, terrible. Not great student. Panje Badde. So what is Badde? Anyone Badde? Badde means to bind something. Okay, there we go. Band lena kisi cheez nu. ठीक है? So this is talking about Panje Badde Mahabali. So what is Mahabali? This is slightly easier. Mahabali. You look like a Mahabali, Veerji. What's a Mahabali? Sorry? A what? Spy? Yes, so Bali is somebody very powerful. Coming from the word Bal, somebody that's got a lot of strength. Maha, meaning somebody that's got great, immense amount of strength. So obviously, so here Guru Arjan Dev Ji Paatji is saying that somebody, so what are they referring to these Panj as? They are what? They are Mahabali. These 5 have great strength. Bahut eh Mahan ne, bahut Bali ne, these 5, Panje Badde, Mahabali. But Guru Arjan Dev Ji Paatji is saying, how can you actually bind these? How can you actually imprison them? ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਬੰਨ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਇਸ ਮਹਾਬਲੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ? ਪੰਜੇ ਬੱਦੇ ਮਹਾਬਲੀ ਕਰ ਸੱਚਾ ਟੋਆ, ਕਰ ਸੱਚਾ ਟੋਆ. We can take toa means we can take support of what? Of the sach, of sacha toa, of the truth. Truth here can be translated to sachi bani. That bani that is full of truth, we can take support and we can take strength from this bani. Mahapurukhs have also translated the word toa not to just support, but to rahat as well, to following a certain discipline in our life. And that discipline we learn from Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Okay? So this is why we're going to focus more on this, on the Panj Chor, because it was covered in Basant Ki War. Panje Badde Mahabali Kar Sacha Toa. How can we actually bind these? How can we actually imprison them? Is by taking support of this Sachi Bani, of Guru Granth Sahib Ji's Bani. So let's listen to this Shabad once again by Guru Arjan Dev Ji, that Rakh Pita Prabh Mere. So I'm doing something slightly out of the box for myself that I don't normally do. I'm actually using my phone today because just to help me keep on track, because I normally go wandering off. So I've actually got something in front of me so I can actually stick to our topic today, okay? So Guru Arjan Dev Ji Paat is saying that Rakh Pita Prabh Mere. So it's a benti. So it's a request. So we can actually now imagine to us putting our hands together, oh hirde kar roop de bhave hath hon, that can be for our heart, that being claps together and saying to Guru Maharaj Ji today that Rakh Pita Prabh Mere, oh my Prabhu, oh my Vaheguru Ji, oh Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Rakh, save me. Rakh Pita Prabh Mere. And then what are we saying? We're saying that Mohe Nirgun Sab Gun Tere. Why do I need help? Why do I need saving by you, Guru Sahib Ji? Because Mohe Nirgun. What am I? I am Mohe. I am Nirgun. What is Nirgun? So we're saying I am Nirgun. What is Nirgun? What's Nirgun? Nirgun means someone that has no qualities. I'm putting my hands up and saying I need to be saved because I have no qualities. What is it that's got no qualities? Mohe, my home, my I. When I act under my home, under my I, I've got no qualities. Mohe nirgun, sab gun tere. All the qualities belong to you. Guru Sahib Ji, I need your help. Why do I need your help? Why do I need saving? Because panch bikhadi, ek gariba. Because there's only one of me. Ek gareeb hai ithe. Gareeb means somebody that is poor, somebody that is meek, somebody that is deen. Main gareeb hai. Gareeb means, what does it mean to be meek? What does it mean to be deen? What does it mean to be? Have you heard the word deen in Gurbani? Heard the word deen? What does deen mean? Deen da ki arth hai? Deen means meek. What does it mean to be meek? Meek means when I'm trying, but I keep losing. And I'm sure there's loads of us from here in the Sangat that can actually relate to that. We try, and Guru Sahib Ji calls that one that is trying but that keeps falling. Guru Sahib Ji calls them a deen. That in Anand Sahib as well. Sachi live bin deh nimani. Guru Sahib Ji saying that Sachi live bin deh nimani live bajo. Sadguru Ji Paat Ji, what do they call this deen, this pachari? They call them a pachari. This is, oh, poor Gursikh, pure, poor pachara. Why? Because look, they've got no strength. They're trying, but they keep falling. Why is it so hard to walk on this path of truth? Why is it so difficult to remain focused and to remain on this path? Because Guru Sahib Ji says, Panch bikhadi, ek gariba, main pachara ekya. There's only one of me, but there's 5 of them. It's not a fair fight, is it? I was talking to somebody, I think it was Gurpreet, I was saying, Penji, that's not fair, is it? I go, appa ek hai, oh panj hai. I go, ek keho ji khed banati onne, aavan jaan ek khel banaya. Waheguru Ji created a play. It's not really a fair play, is it? There's one of me, and me, I've got no strength. Main ta pachari haan. I'm a poor deen, I'm meek, I've got no strength, I keep trying and I keep falling. So Sadhguru Ji Paat, this is that panch bikhadi. What are these bikhadi? These panch means 5, panch referring to the panch chor. But what did Guru Sahib Ji say are the panch chor, panch bikhadi? What did they do to me? Bikhadi is somebody that causes me pain. And bikhadi de arth kitte ya apne sare vidwanan ne chagdalu. Chagdalu comes from the word chagda. So comes from the word chagda, and then we've got chagdalu. So bikhadi means chagdalu. What does chagda mean? Punjabi da siddha thet labz hai. What does chagda mean? Argue, to fight. You would know that you look like someone that's ready for a fight. Look, chagdalu. And then, so you've got chagda, that is the argument, always up for a fight, always up for an argument. But then what does chagdalu mean? It's referring to, so chagdalu, chagda is a verb, chagdalu is a noun, which is the person, the one that's always up for a fight, that's always up for an argument. Guru Sahib Ji saying these 5, panch bikhadi, they're always up for a fight. We might not be ready, but they're always ready. That Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Mohankar are very argumentative, meaning always up to knock us out. Yeah, always ready. So Panch Bikhadi, Ek Gariba, these five are always up for a fight, but there's this one Garib here that sometimes puts his guard down and isn't ready for a fight. We don't realize what happens out of nowhere. We get punched by Krodh. We get kicked by Kam. Lobh comes and gets us into a headlock. We're thinking, ki ho gaya? We're there like trying to get out of this lock because we weren't on guard. We weren't ready, but they're always ready. Yeah, Panch Bikhadi, Ek Gariba, Rakho, Rakhan Hare. So all we can do is, first step is Rakho, save me. Benti, Ardas. That's why they say Ardas is the most powerful thing we can do. Is saying, first of all, admit that hum andale, and, bikhe, bikhrate, kyo chale hai, gur chali, hum andale. First thing we've got to do if we want to walk on this path is admit that we are blind. If we don't say, I'm ignorant, I'm blind, I am weak, I do fail, then we're not going to be able to walk. Pelna pa kaunge hum andale, and, I'm completely blind. I don't see Krodh coming at me. It just comes, and then next time, I only know that Krodh's won is when I've broke the door, when I've just shouted at my child, when I've broke that remote control that was in my hand and I threw it across the room. Okay? And I'm sure many of us can relate to that. The only time I found out that it got me was when there's a hole in the door now after me punching it. And I felt like a hero, but actually that door, it wasn't a solid wood door. ਕੱਚੀ ਜੀ ਦੀ door ਸੀਗੀ ਤਾਂ ਐਵੇਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੀ ਆ ਚੰਗਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਕਰਤਾ. ਪਰ ਪਤਾ ਉਦੋਂ ਲੱਗਾ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਕ੍ਰੋਧ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਫੜ ਲਿਆ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਕੁਝ ਕਰ ਬੈਠਾ ਫਿਰ ਬਾਅਦ ਚ ਬੰਦਾ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਲੈ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਗੁੱਸੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਹਿਤਾ. I ended up saying that in anger. I wouldn't normally say that. How many times do we say that? I wouldn't normally say that, but somebody came over me. Something came over me and made me say it. And sometimes we want to blame it on something called Kal Yug, don't we? That's our scapegoat. We'll say, oh, Kal Yug aa gaya siga. We say that, don't we? Par Paatshah kende that ek kadi na milte ta Kal Yug hota. They're saying actually Kal Yug isn't a devil with horns that comes and attacks us and says, ha, hun gaal kad de sheti kar. Yeah, it's not somebody, it's not an actual separate entity that comes and attacks us. Anyway, let's go through a few more pankti of the Shabad. Ek, that Panch Bikhadi, Ek Gariba, Rakho, Rakhan Hare. Oh Savior, Guru Granth Sahib Ji, oh Savior, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, save me. Mainu rakh lo Sache Paatshah Ji. Because why? Because hunda kiya, kehde khed kare, bahut santab hai. Khed kare. What do these five do to me? Khed kare. Khed means something that gives you pain. Something that gives you pain. Okay? And how do they give us pain? They make us suffer. And we often think, sometimes we feel good about ourselves when we get angry about something. We say, aho, fe gusse hona hi si. You know, we often say this and we're really proud of it. We say, haan, gusse hona hi si. Pata nahi unne meri maa nu gaal kaddi. Don't you know what they said to me? Obviously, yeah, I was going to get angry. And we're really proud of that anger, aren't we? But Guru Sahib Ji saying that gusse, if we get angry, who's going to suffer? It's we that are suffering. It's going to boil our blood. Our blood pressure rises. It causes so many ailments, diseases. And then I'm saying, no. Gusse to hona hi siga. Oh, kidda keh gaya idda? How can they have said that to me? Guru Sahib Ji saying, that's the job. Don't be proud. It's just one. Khed kar hai. It's making you suffer. That these chor make us suffer. When somebody says, eh, bahut dukhi hai. Somebody's dukhi because they're lost in lobh, they're lost in greed, they're lost in anger, they're lost in one of these five. That's why we're dukhi. Khed kar hai. Bahut santav hai. Santav hai means jadon koi cheez sanu sataundi hai. When somebody's tormenting us, at us, it's like a little sibling, one of our younger siblings, or an annoying wife. Obviously, that's what I can relate to. So, like, don't get all, offended. The wives out there, I can't talk from the other side because I only know because I've got a wife. So these are the things that torment us. Yeah, like things like my wife, they don't stop. Yeah, they keep nagging. Ye hatte nahi. Yeah, and that's what krodh does to us. It torments us. ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਉਹ ਤਿੱਲੀ ਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ. It's like this little spark. And then, you know what? Somebody like sitting there and they get something, they keep poking at us and they keep poking at us and they keep poking at us. You know, Sangat, it's easy when we wake up Amrit Vele and there's nobody there and it's silent. Okay, yes, we've got a mind that to battle with, but to sit there then in a beautiful posture with our back straight, and then we got whatever asana we're sitting in, and we're sitting there going, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. That's all good. We come into Sangat, we listen to Kirtan, and we have a blast. Okay, but Gindeya, and then we think, you know what? I think I've beaten my Panj Chor. I don't think I'm going to ever get angry again. Ginde, no, you haven't been poked yet. Go home and get poked first. Then see if you've beat them. Okay, go home. And Ototi Betia, she's still sitting there, the wife. Yeah, the kids are still there. The little siblings are still, and then you think, Nene Mata Hon, I'm sorted. You know how amazing I felt in that Kirtan? I've beaten them. The Panchachor, they've gone. But they're saying, no, you've not been poked yet. Halle Tarla. Thode dekhla halle. And Kaivari, that night actually goes okay because you're still buzzing the next morning. And then it starts. And then the poking starts. And when you get poked, that's when you know that khed karhe bahut santave ohon sataun lape. Yeah. Ohon sataun lape. And then that thing that you thought you had won, and you think, oh, actually, maybe not. Bas utte fake krodh aa gaya, and that's it, you're angry again. Yeah, okay, I know, main hi banauna breakfast, koi nahi. Yeah, you don't need to keep saying it. I know I've got to make it. Yeah, that's it. And it's back. Oh, lati tilli ta bas machati ag andar. Ag andaron machan lapai. So khed kare bahut santave. But now I know it boss atonde krodh hatda nahi. Keeps picking at me. Ayo sharan tuhare. But I've come into your sanctuary now. I've come to get help from you now because I need your help. Because look, we've done loads of things, haven't we? It's not like we've not tried. Karke do tarah de hunde ne. Ek o ne, there's one that they don't even know they're being robbed. Ek hunde a, they don't even know they're being robbed. Because e mithe bade ne. E maya mohoni. It's very mohoni, very enticing. You know, when these things come to us, especially, see, anger's a bit more in your face. Like, you know when you're angry, it's a bit more in your face. Most of us, are, especially if we do sangat, we're quite aware if we get angry. But you know when attachment comes, it doesn't come the way anger comes. It's not in your face. It's maya mohani, jine et param pulaya. It's very enticing, bahut mithiya. That's why Guru Sahib Ji say that kood makhyo. Kende this falsehood, it's makhyo. It's like honey. You know, like it's like when we're eating the jalebi and we're thinking, inni swad. And like, we think, garam, when they come hot, especially when you get hot jalebi, fir ta hot nahi hunda. Fir ta banda khai janda. Kenda yar dudh vich pa ke khanne. Then he said, you know what, put it in the milk. Fir dudh vich pa ke jalebiyan khanda banda. And then gulab jamun on their own are dangerous as it is. Yeah, and then you heat them up and then they're like, then double KO. You said ice cream vich pa ke khanne. Then you put them into ice cream. Yeah, karke kood makhyo. You know this falsehood, it's like this shat, it's like honey. It doesn't tell, attachment doesn't tell you, dekhi, main kallu auna ya 5 baje and I'm gonna knock you out. No, it comes like this jalebi in dudh. It comes like gulab jamun in ice cream. Yeah, so you're eating and Guru Sahib Ji saying mitha karke khaya kauda upjya sa. Fir baad pata lagda ya jadon banda janda na check karaune apni sugar ta kende a ke tenu ta goliyan khaniyan paniyan. They saying, oh, you're diabetic, Mr. Singh. Yeah, and it's a lot of Mr. Singhs that get it. This is when we hit that langar hole, no control. So then we find out, ooh, Kauda upajaya sad, that taste turns bitter. And a Maya Mohini attachment is like that. It's sweet at the time, and you don't realize it's actually destroying you. Khed kare ar bahut santave. And that's why there's many times we've tried many things in our time, in our life. Kar, bahut kuch karke dekha. We've done so many things, we put so many things in place, hario, but we keep losing. You must have felt that, must have experienced that in your lives. You've tried doing loads of things to get over these panch chor, kar, but you find, again, hario, you've lost again. You think, bas fir haar gaya, kar, hario. Anik bahupanti, you've tried many different things. Anik bahupanti, chode katu hunai, but they don't let go of me. Ye chhad de nahi mainu. Ne Sadguru ji paat cheez kehinde ke ek baat sun ot tuhari. There's one thing I've heard that works. There's one thing that works. Ek baat sun ot tahari. And saying ek baat sun taki ota maaf karna, taki ota. There's one thing that I heard that actually gives me support. Sad sang mit jahi. When we do sangat of a sadhu, when we do sangat of a sadhu, of a sant, of a mahapurkh, we'll come back to that in a minute. So look, we've laid the scene. Okay, so we know that they're difficult to beat. We know that we get tormented, we get tortured, and it's a difficult one. Satguru Ji Paatshah Ji, they spell it out for us to say, who are these five? Guru Sahib Ji say, kende is dehi mein panch chor vase. They said there's five thieves. Is dehi mein panch chor vase, kaam, krodh, lobh, moh, ahankara. So Guru Sahib Ji say there's these five. Kaam. So just so that we know we're all on the same page here. So just quickly, kaam. What is kaam? How do you translate kaam? Sorry? Lust? Theek hai? Are we translating it to lust? Okay, so it comes from the word kaam comes from the word kamana. It's dehi under. Sadhguru Ji say now, you can't blame Mr. Kaljug now that he came and he took over me. You can't blame it on your little brother or your sister or anyone else or on your partner. You can't blame anyone. It's a dehi mein, the inside of you. We have to take responsibility of them. They've not come from outside, they're inside us. It's a dehi mein panch chor vase. There's five of them. Kaam, the first one is kaam, from the word kamana, meaning desires. Okay? Often you'll see it translated as sexual desire. It's not just sexual desire, it's desires. It can be sexual desire, but the desire can be for anything. Kaam, krodh, nice and easy. Anger. Kaam, krodh, lobh, greed. Moh, attachment. Ahankara. Ahankara is? Sorry? Ego? Put your hands up if you just said ego. Okay. Now put your hands up if you think it's pride or arrogance. Oh, you changed your mind? Yeah, so it's hankara is pride. Okay? So it's a dehi mein panch chor vase, kaam, krodh, lobh, hankara. What's the difference between pride and ego? We'll understand in a minute, okay? What's their job? Amrit loot hai. It's to plunder us. It's to take our amrit. Which amrit is Guru Sahib Ji talking about over here? Which amrit do these five take? It takes our gun roop amrit, our qualities of being sweet, our qualities of compassion, our quality of walking the path of truth, the quality of remaining calm and peaceful. It plunders us. It takes this away from us. Amrit loot hai, man mukh nahi bujhe. But a manmukh, the one that is following their mind, doesn't understand what's happening to them. Manmukh nahi bujhe, koi na sune pukara. Nobody listens to this cry. I'll say, now, next thing we've got to understand. So step by step, follow me now, okay? We've got the punch sorted, yes? And we know that they're strong. And we know that they always beat us. Majority of the time they get one over us, yes? Okay, so we all understand that we're here to do an ardas to Satguru Ji. We need help. We need saving. Agree? I need saving. I'm here to do ardas. I was saying to the Singhs on the way here, I really don't see myself as the Singh was saying that his mum was saying that you should just wake up in the morning and just jop naam for 1 hour. Don't worry about doing sangat. I was like, please don't listen to her. I go, it doesn't mean you're disrespecting your parents if you don't listen to them. You're disrespecting your parents if you're rude to them. If you answer back to them and make them feel like nothing, then you are disrespecting them. But if you don't listen to them, it doesn't necessarily mean you're being rude to them. That's very important to understand. A parent telling you you don't need to go to Sangat, I shared with him, I said, Veere, listen, I go, I'm traveling to Southall. I go, I'm not traveling to Southall thinking this is absolute truth. Sachi, this is how I feel. I'm saying this in the presence of Guru Maharaj. I'm not going there thinking I'm sitting there teaching the Sangat, sitting on a stage. I'm going to do Sangat. I'm there because I need Sangat. I'm going there to do Sangat. I'm here with you lot. Okay, I'm here having a discussion. That goshti apa karde hain, we're having a discussion here. Okay, I might be leading it, but I'm here to learn. I'm here to do the same ardas as everybody else. Raak pita prab mere. I need you. I want to do it. I need to be saved. It's not to say that I don't get angry, because I do. I'm not a sant. Jagraj Singh used to say all the time, he goes, the true people to do this prachar are sants. He goes, but we're just here stepping in for a little while, and we're waiting for the real people to actually come and do it. We're just filling in as these little gaps. We're not the real pracharaks, okay? We're just filling in some space for a little moment. That's all we are. And that's the truth, okay? I might be able to understand Bani a little bit because I've studied the language of it, and I'm here to share it together, okay? So, Pachaji is saying that what they do is, these 5, that's not complete yet. We often talk about 5, but there's a chief that is behind them. If it wasn't for that chief, these 5 would have no legs to stand on. Who is the chief? Who is making them actually exist? Who's the chief? Who's the actual one behind them all? Sorry? No, it's not Mr. Kaljug. I know we all use it, yeah? And when we get a bit carried away and we drop that little lie here and there, and we'll say, Kaljug da samaya. Jhoot bolna penda, business ta hin chalda. It's not Kaljug. Who is it? There's a chief that's behind this. Ego, that's it. Let's listen to this from Gurbani. Okay? So Gurbani will tell us that again, who will help us through these? Aso gun mero prab ji keen. That this is what the Guru does for us. What does the Guru do for us? But the reason I'm looking at this pankti is because they'll tell us about the chief behind it all. It says Panch Dok. We've got the 5. The 5 that Dok that actually plunder us. Panch Dok are Ahang Rog. That's separate to the 5. The ego. Yeah, the home. Okay, that's separate to the 5. It's not. That's why Ahankar we translate to pride or arrogance. Panch Dok ar Ahang Rog. Eh tante sagal dur keen. Okay, we're doing benti again. Let's do that benti. We're saying eh tante sagal dur keen. We're saying take it away from us. Take these away from us. 5 plus 1. The ego. So now let's understand how it all works. Okay? Where do they all come from? They all come from this ahang rog. Okay? So the word ahang is used for ego in Gurbani. So when it's hankar, it's pride. When it comes amongst the 5, if Maharaji are naming 2 together, they might say Kam, Krodh, and they might say hankar. That's when it's pride. But when it's saying ahang, or what's the other word used for it in Gurbani? What's the other word used for ego in Gurbani other than ahang, which is used more often, more commonly? Hanji? Yeah, yes. What was that? Did everyone hear, Virji? Okay, so that's the pankti, but just the word itself is home. Okay? Home and ahang is used for ego. The Panch are separate to that. They are born out of the ego. If there was no ego, the five would not exist. Make sense? We're all following? Yes? Okay. So what is this? Who's given us the ego? Where does the ego come from? Where does the ego come from? Where it comes from inside. Who's given us the ego? Sorry? Who? Yeah, Mr. God. Vaheguru Ji has. Jin rach rachya. Okay, let's follow this. Jin rach rachya. Rachya means the one that made us, the one that formed us. Okay, who is that? That's Vaheguru, yes. Jin rach rachya. Purkh bidate. Purkh bidate is another name for Vaheguru Ji. Purkh meaning that being. Bidate means the one that actually creates our destiny, the one that the architect of our destiny. Jinarate rachya purkh badate. He made us. He gave us this form, this body. Ramaya ke gun chet prani. Kavan moolte kavan drishtani. Jintu saj savar singarya. The one that gave us this body, that gave us these five elements, this body made out of five elements. Our organs, our heart, our kidneys, our everything else. The one that, but that one gave us something else as well. What? Jinarach rachya purkh badate nale home pai. Vaheguru Ji gave us the ego, the home. If we had no ego, there would be no existence and there would be no game. There would be no game. There'd be nothing for us to realize. Okay? So that's the home. So now, what's the best way for us to understand what home is? What's the best way to translate home? The easiest way to translate home for us to understand what it is. So forget the word ego. Okay, let's name it. How would we translate ego? An easier way for us to understand and to be able to relate to it. Sorry? So there's me, I, okay. An accurate description of it is I am. So ego, home, ahang means identity. Okay? I am. So now we can start the conversation. We can say I am. So what is now? What do I identify myself as? I am. Who are you? What do you identify yourself as? I am. Sorry? Body. There we go. So some people identify themselves as their body, as themselves, this physical body. So that becomes then their identity. That becomes their I am, their home body. It could be your caste. I am Jat. I am Tarkhan. Okay? So it could be, you could identify yourself as, so now start thinking, what else could it be? Your, sorry? Name, yeah, Aaron Deep. Body, wealth. I am my wealth. I am brown. Your color, yes, I am brown. You might identify yourself as your shape. I am big. I am petite. I am small. Okay, I am this color. I am this. I am tall. I am short. Okay, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Path Ji tell us about these I ams. What is actually keeping us away from recognizing our true self. Okay, so let's start. How does Jap Sahib start? Not the Sirlek and the Mangal, but where the actual Pankti starts from. Chakkar, Chehen, or Barn Jat. So there's Baran. Some people identify themselves with their Baran, their caste. Barn Jat. Chakkar, Chehen, or Barn Jat. Or Paat. What's Paat? Paat is, so you got your caste. So you got your Jat. Jat, what is Paat? Sorry? Yes, your lineage. So your Jat, so for example, so you've got your caste, which are the four main castes. Okay, Khatri, Brahman, Shud, Vas. Out of that, you got your subcastes. So a subcaste could be your farmer, you're a Jat, you're a Jimidar, you're a Tarkhan, you're a, what's a Tarkhan? Those wood people. Yeah, I should know that. That's my lineage. That's what I am. I am Aitar Khan. Okay, so that's what we're here to get rid of. Yeah, Jat. So then we've got Path, our family lineage, so our surname. So some people say, मैं ढिल्लों हाँ, yeah, मैं फलाना हाँ, मैं aha हाँ, or whatever your surname is, right? मैं भमरा हाँ. So then you divide yourself further and further, don't you? Okay, so Jat or Path, Nahan Je. When Guru Gobind Singh Ji says Nahan Je, what does Nahan Je mean? Nahi hage. Who isn't amongst any of this? Vaheguru. What is our Jot, our Atma made up of? From Vaheguru, yes? So our Atma and Paramatma is the same. The qualities, what the makeup of it is the same, yes? Okay, so what's a better way when we do Jap Sahib, instead of thinking of an external Vaheguru, of where we want to strip ourselves away from these identities, this home, what's a better way to read Jap Sahib then? Read it to your Atma, saying what my Atma actually is, Nahanaj, is not any of these. Is not any of these. Okay? What comes next? Nahanaj. Roop, Rang, Ar, Rekh, Pek, Roop. What's your Roop? Some people identify themselves with their beauty. How nice they look, how pretty they are. Okay? So, I used to think I was really pretty when I was born. I'm allowed to say that. Anyway. So, Roop, Rang. Okay? Rang. Some people identify themselves, yeah, I'm brown or whatever, I'm this, I'm that. Yes, I'm pink, I'm purple. Roop, Rang, Ar. What's Ar? This is a really hard one. What's Ar? What's Ar? Ar just means and. So Roop, Rang, Ar, Rekh. What's Rekh? What's Rekh? I'll give you a clue. Can the Penji see me? Clue here. What's Rekh? Sorry? Yeah, your outline, your shape, your figure. Okay, some people get really, what's the word? They're very sensitive about this topic. Okay, Guru Sahib Ji says your Atma is beyond what? Rekh and outline. Okay, think about this now. Because of this identity, because of this I am this, how depressed do some people get? How sad and frustrated do people get? See how the home, what I think I am, gives birth to one of the chor. It could give birth to frustration, and frustration comes from anger. You get frustrated. Why am I like this? How have I let myself get to this? Yes? That's from home, I am, and then the chor come. Okay? So, Roop, Rang, Ar, Rekh, Pek. What's Pek? Pek is the clothes we wear. So we identify ourselves as how we dress. Okay? So I am this person who wears this chola. Yeah? I am someone that wears a kurta, a chola. I am someone that wears tracksuit bottoms. I wear a suit only. Okay? So you identify yourself with the clothes you wear. Roop, Rangar, Rekh, Pek, Kau, Kahena, Sakt Kah. But what your Atma wears, you can't say any of that to your Atma because it doesn't wear anything, has got no outline, has got no color, has got none of these things. Okay? Everything comes from this identity of what I have started to believe I am. Because it's not what we actually are. So illusion means when I think I am my body, I think I am something more sukam. What's more subtle than your body? These are really subtle things, what we've just spoke about. These are more subtle things, something more physical and with form. What's more subtle than your body? Your mind, your thoughts. So I could only identify myself as my thoughts, as my what I think my personality is. Is this all making sense? Okay. So now think, if I don't know I am Atma, and that becomes then my illusion to think I am body, I am thoughts, I am Jat, I am brown, I am this. That means that's all I know. I don't know my Atma at all. And the truth is, we are where we are. Let me to make sense of that. Just because Guru Granth Sahib Ji has told us we have got an Atma inside of us, is that the truth? It's not a trick question. If Guru Granth Sahib Ji has told us there's an Atma inside of us, is that the truth? Yes, it is the truth. It may not have necessarily become our truth. Do you agree with that statement? Does that make sense what I've just said? Just because Guru Sahib Ji has told us it's the truth, has it become our truth? There might be a Brahmagyan sitting here where it has become their truth. So I'm not here to judge anyone. I can't say that there's no one here that hasn't recognized that. But I can probably say quite confidently that most of us haven't. Okay? So if we haven't, then it hasn't become our truth. Does that make sense? So the truth is, at the moment, we are only what we know ourselves to be. Does that make sense? If I only know my body, if I only know the thoughts in my mind and I think that's who I am, because most of the time that's who I think I am, isn't it? The thoughts that I have, I think that's me, isn't it? So that is the truth is we are where we are. If that's all I see, I identify myself as that. That's my home and that's where I am. Make sense? Okay. So now how does this all work? There's 4 parts to the mind. And one of the parts to the mind exists because it's got this ahang, it's got home. Okay? So that's one of the parts of the mind, is this self-identity. What's another part of the mind? What's the other 3 parts? What's another part of the mind? Sorry? Chit? Yes. Buddh? Yes. Man? Yes. So there's something that revolves around protecting our home. What part? So we just said Buddh, Chit, Man, Manas. So what are the functions of these 3? So we know now what home is. What's home? How do you translate home? I? Say it. So what are you miming it for? He was there sitting there go. I'm there going I, and he's going. He's the loudest out of everyone. What is it? I? Here we go. Okay, so I am. That's home. What I identify myself as. Okay, so we've got home sorted. What is buddhi? What do you translate buddhi to? Sorry? Kind of. Yes, wisdom, our intellect, yes. What does the intellect do? It works things out. It decides, it cuts things into pieces and tries to get to know something. That's the job, that's how it functions. So when I see something, I want to know how it functions, how it works. How did that come about? Okay? So the intellect likes to decide things, it likes to cut things, likes to understand things, likes to come to then a conclusion. It likes to come to a nirana, to a conclusion. And what the buddhi does is it tries to protect our what? What does it work around? Protecting what? Our home. It protects our identity. Or our intellect will work around protecting our identity. Okay? So if I think, look, I am a Sikh, I am a Punjabi, I am an Indian, I belong to this nation, your intellect will constantly try and protect you in just being that and proving to you how you are that and nothing else. Okay? Once you've got this home and you think you are something, then the other 5 come into play and the other 4 come into play. Okay? So, how do they come into play? To understand this, so now we know What is hankar? Hankar is, what's hankar? What is it? Arrogance, pride. So how would you describe what pride is now? What's the difference between pride and home? So let me put it this way. We have pride about our home, about our I am. Does that make sense? That makes sense now. We have pride about who I identify myself to be. Should we have some examples now to make sense of this? So home is going to give birth to hankar. What is hankar? So home, let's pick something. Should we pick a color? Or, okay, let's do this. We'll pick something that I might identify myself as, so it relates to me, so I can actually relate to it. Then you can relate it to yourself. Okay, so I'm going to choose, for me, I'm going to choose I am a pracharak. Okay, I'm a speaker. I spread the word of Gurbani. I am a pracharak. I am a kathavachik. So that's my identity. Remember, don't get this confused. Home is only negative when that's all you think you are. So let me make sense of that. I could just use that as an identity. I don't get stuck in it. So I use that as an identity that I am going to go and do my job as a pracharak. I don't say that I am pracharak. I know that I'm separate to that. I'm actually something else, but then I use that identity to achieve, to get a job done, to get this job done. So I will say that one of my identities is a pracharak, and I use the identity to accomplish a job. Does that make sense? But I know that's not the real me. It's just an identity that I use. If I start thinking I'm a pracharak, what's my intellect going to do? It's going to try and protect it. It's going to try and fight and do everything to protect my home. How can hankar now come into play with that? So I am pracharak. How can hankar now come into this to protect my home? So what's hankar? How do you explain pride? How do you give me a description of what pride is? What is pride? Because remember, this is about recognizing the panj chor. If you don't know what it is, it'll be robbing you senseless, knocking you out for joke. Sorry? No, that's not the way to describe pride. What is pride? Sorry? That's just saying, doing pride. You've not explained it. It's not easy, is it? So if we don't even know who they are, so now let me give you an example. You know, if someone comes to your house and they're a chor, but you don't know they're a chor, you're in trouble, aren't you? You don't even know they're a chor, so you're saying, Aajo, cha piyo aake. So you're giving them cha, and all they're thinking about is, how am I going to take all the stuff from their house? So they're holly starting to put things. That's because you don't even know they're a chor. You're not even keeping an eye out. You're saying, cha pila. Saying, Aaja. And they're thinking, the lottery lag gayi saadi. So we don't even know what hankar is. So pride walks in and we're saying, Aaja, cha pila. Yeah. So we're actually helping pride. Because I'm saying, yeah, I'm a pracharak. Yeah, I need you. I don't know what it's doing to me. So I'm giving it cha, I'm giving it barfi, mithaiyan. And pride saying, ta saukha ho gaya kam. Saying, this is easy. And it stops robbing me. I'm there, done. So how would you describe pride? It doesn't mean man karna. Man karna means doing pride. That's not describing it. What I will say is I'm back here, I think, in 2 weeks' time. I think because there's a Kirtan Darbar next week. But what I will say is to the Bibi and Penji, I forgot to say, I'm really sorry. And I know it's meant to be, what is it today? Women's International. Oh, look, that's another I am a man, I am a woman, and you will try and do everything to protect that gender. That's another home, okay? So you just know that is an identity, it's a vehicle that's given to me. This body is a female, but when you just think this is me, you will do your intellect will do everything to protect that, and you will get hankar from that as well. Yeah. So next, when I come next, I think it's in 2 weeks' time, then I'll invite the Penjia to come and sit on this side because I'm sure they've got a lot more answers than you guys here. So Hankar is that I am this and you are that, but meaning I am better than you and I want to remain here above you. That's what pride is. I need to be better than you. I need to be above you. So I am Pracharak, and I gotta make sure there's no way that Sukhdeep gets better than me. So my intellect will do everything to try and protect my homemade, and my pride will kick in because I need to stay there and he needs to stay there. And what pride does is it helps you to look down on someone. Yeah. It makes you look down on someone, so it makes you feel above, it makes you bigger, and makes somebody else smaller. That's what pride does. But if you had no home and you didn't see yourself as that, and you just saw being a pracharak is something that's just blessed to me, this identity to get a job done, that's not actually me, then I won't be trying to protect it. I won't try, and then I will get hurt. Oh my God, I can't believe that the state secretary announced me on like that. I can't believe they said that a pracharak is late. There's more to get hurt about when I think I am. It's only the homemade that gets hurt. Whenever we have said in our life, that hurt me, it doesn't hurt your atma, it hurts your homemade, hurts the ego, because I identify myself as that now. So it's a lot harder now. If I thought of myself as where do I need to get? Ho, sabana ki renuka. I need to become the dust of everyone. If I came and sat here thinking of the dust, it doesn't matter what the state secretary then announces me as. If he says he was 5 minutes late, then I'd think, I'm the dust. How can I do that to the Sangat? I need to improve. But if I think I am this, then I'd think, how dare he speak to a pracharak like that? I try and protect that home now. And from that home, I start seeing down at someone. I think that I'm higher and you are lower. And that's pride, that's Hankar. In Hankar, we protect everything. We try and protect our color. We try and protect our gender. We try and protect our caste. We look lower at somebody else. Ha, mera ta rang gora ya. Eda ta saila ya rang. Ye kala jiha ya. And when do we know that it actually affects people? They might say, nahi main ta guru da sikh hai. Happened to me recently with a Gursikh. I said, Virji, this is the description of the Penji, and this is one of the things that might bother you. And he was like, nahi Veere, bas, oh ta bas, Guru di je Sikh hai na to fe main hor ki mainu chahiਦਾ. If she's the Sikh of the Guru, then what more do I need? What more do I want? And kei vari andro pata hunda na, and you know from inside, you think, chal, I'm not judging him here. I'm just explaining to you how we don't even realize that we've been robbed. You know, like I said, that somebody comes into a house and it's a chore and we don't even know, and it's robbing us. But if we know it's a chore, we're going to be alert, aren't we? We're going to make sure. Ek kehte yaar, ek kuch jeb ch na pa leve. Eda pata nahi era bread na chak le jabe meri ne. Pata nahi ene keep jeb ch pa lena. You're alert. But if we don't even know, and he's saying, nahi bas, ye ta Guru di kirpa hai, ye ta Guru da amrit ne shakya hai, gave the full talk. Yeah, like I said, this isn't judgment on him, but it's because we don't even know when they're robbing us. But we do. We're so stuck in the body or color or image or case. And then when we actually show a picture to someone, they're saying, look, really sorry, Singh, not attracted to her. I was like, but I thought you said the only condition was that she was a Guru di Sikh. It's okay, I understand, but that's not what you said. And obviously you don't know yourself. You don't know your own self. We don't actually know how these panj affect us and how much home we're normally in. That means then, if we're judging somebody for their color, because we think we're making a statement that my color is better. But Guru Sahib says, I created this game, how rangi panti karkar jinsi maya jin upai rangi. I made all of you different color. And the game was to see if you're able to still remain above that. So, Sangat ji, I was going to actually go into the full version of what is kamana, what is desire. And then I was going to do a sakhi around it, but I didn't get to that. It's important to understand the background. The home is what creates the panj chor. From home, I am this, we will get hankar, we'll look down at someone. But Guru Sahib ji saying that that's not the education for the Guru's house. Guru Sahib says, Manda kise na akhiye, pad akhar eho bujjiye. We're here to understand that don't call anyone bad. That I'm here to say, Ham nahi change, bura nahi koe. There's nobody else that is bad. And I'm not saying, if I'm saying I'm changa, aapas ko jo pala kahave, tise palai niktana. If I'm saying I'm good, that means I'm seeing somebody else to be bad. That's why I can see myself to be good. But when I reach my Atma, I'll be saying, I'm the dust, main banda bae khareed, I'm a slave. That's everything will change to I'm a slave, I'm the dust. But when we're in home, we will say, I am this. Oh, look, oda rang kidda da. Oda sareer kidda da. Odi boli kidda di. Main pracharak, oho, I'm teacher, their student. I will look down at someone then. But so Sangat ji, so I think come back either the 22nd or the 29th. I can come back on the 22nd, but remember I said like one of those that torments us, the wife. She doesn't want me to come on the 22nd because it's my birthday on the 23rd. I'm trying to convince her. And but 29th, Guru's Kirpa will definitely be here, just if I've still got breath in my body. 22nd, I'm trying to convince her yet. So if she's listening, my beinti is please let me come. That way we can continue this katha, and then we're going to actually go into kamana. So what is desire, and why do we need desire, and how we can't survive without it, and some people say we need the panchor. No, we don't need the panchor. We need the energy that the panchor come from. To understand all of that concept, cliffhanger, come back on the 22nd or 29th. Do ardas for the 22nd. So itni ek beinti hai pravan. Ek nahi aneka hi prakara diyan galtiyan ho giyan han. ਅਣਜਾਣ ਬੱਚਾ ਸਮਝ ਕੇ ਬਖਸ਼ ਦੇਣਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਰਲ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਗੱਜ ਵੱਜ ਕੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਦੀ ਸਾਂਝ ਪਾਉਣੀ ਆਓ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ ਅਸੀਸ ਤਾਂ ਆਖੋ ਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ